Hello my darlings, and welcome to my Sigil Spellbag series. Each month I create a unique magic sigil that you can use for your own spell work. In this video we create sigil magic to attract love into your life. Let's do some magical crafting. I'm using a worksheet I designed to create this sigil. If you'd like to download any of my sigil making worksheets, please visit Magical Crafting on Patreon at the link below the video. My patrons can download recipes, Book of Shadows pages, artwork, and more, all provided as PDFs. To begin creating the magical sigil, I start with the magical intention. I write this out as a positive phrase. My statement for this sigil is "My life is filled with love." Be careful not to combine too many ideas into a single sigil. It's best to have one single clear intent that represents your true will. I remove all vowels, leaving only consonants. Consonants are the manifesting sounds, and if a consonant is repeated, I use it only one time. I am left with MYL, FSD, WT, HV. Next, I combine the letter shapes into a sigil. This typically takes me between 3 to 6 steps to get a final outcome that I'm really happy with. You do not have to settle for the first result that you get, unless you like it on the first try. I know that I want to include hearts inside my sigil, and I realize that I can use the M and W to create the top of 2 hearts, and use the V and Y to create the bottom points. Then I added in the other letters around the central heart theme. I began moving the design around and changing it slightly until I came up with a design I was happy with. As I work, I focus my intention and put my energy and will into the creation of the sigil. My life is filled with love. My final sigil is 2 hearts, side by side, bisected with lines and enclosed by curves. Next, I recreated the sigil in Photoshop and made a few more revisions to it. And here is the final version. I'll use this digital version of the sigil to create a custom rubber stamp. It will also be transferred onto spell bags for my patrons and for my Etsy shop. While I waited for the custom stamp to arrive, I had time to prepare some muslin bags. I measured the width of the bag and cut pieces of heavy cardstock to fit inside. Then I rounded the corners of the cardstock so they could slide into the bags easily. My muslin bags are ready to be stamped when the custom stamp arrives. And here is the custom stamp I ordered. I'll use a screen printing inspired process to transfer the sigil onto the muslin bags. I started with a magenta pink paint for this sigil, and I tried to use an ink roller to apply the fabric paint onto the stamp and then onto the muslin bags. But this paint brand was a little too thin for my liking. So instead, I decided to use a magenta pink ink pad instead of paint for these spell bags. On my Patreon, I have a Sigil Spellbag Patreon tier. Sigil Spellbag patrons receive a monthly pen pal card with stickers and a note from me, and a new Sigil Spellbag tucked inside their card each month. If you'd like to become a Sigil Spellbag patron, I'll put a link in the description below. This sigil is meant to be shared. Feel free to use it in any magical workings that you do to attract love into your life. You can fill your spell bag with any herbs, petitions, or crystals that you like. You might choose to include a love drawing crystal, such as rose quartz. You may want to include charms, talismans, or charmed jewelry that you've created to draw love into your life. You might also want to add hibiscus flowers or rose petals to draw friendship and love. What you choose for your spell bag will be personal to you and the magical intent that you're making it for.